Hi, my name's Alistair Chapman, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at focusing with this camera, Sony's PXW-FS7. Now this camera has both auto and manual focus, as well as a number of other tools that help making focusing manually easier. So let's start off by looking at autofocus. Well, the first thing to note is the autofocus on and off switch here on the side of the camera, and this switches the camera between auto and manual focus. But it should be remembered that autofocus will only work correctly when you're using Sony lenses. If you're using a lens adapter, say to use a Canon lens, autofocus won't really function correctly. So if you want to use autofocus, I highly recommend you stick to E-mount lenses. Now just looking at E-mount lenses for a minute, and this is the 28 to 135mm power zoom, you need to note that this lens uses a sliding focus ring that switches the lens between auto and manual focus. So when this ring is in the rear position, then it's manual focus, and you have calibrated distance marks here on the focus ring. And it doesn't matter how this switch on the camera is set, whether this is set to auto or manual. When this ring is in the rear position, this is manual focus and manual focus only. Now when you slide the ring forwards, you now enable the ability to have automatic focusing with this lens. Whether you have auto or manual will depend on the position of the auto or manual switch. If the switch is set to manual, then in the forwards position, this is manual focus. If the switch here is set to auto, when the lens ring is in the forward position, then the lens will focus automatically. One of the nice things you can do is have the focus ring forwards and set this to manual focus, so you focus manually. But when you want to initially set your focus, or if you need to set your focus quickly, you can press the auto button. The camera will automatically focus. When you release the button, it goes back to manual. So it's not going to hunt or search for focus in between a shot uncontrollably. You still have manual control, but you can set your focus very accurately using that one push button. When you're using autofocus, sometimes the camera might not be focusing on the thing that you want it to focus on. Well, the camera has a useful feature that you'll find in the camera menu called AF Assist. And this allows you to adjust where the camera is focusing in autofocus simply by turning the lens's focus ring to momentarily override the autofocus. In terms of tools for checking focus, then there are three principal systems available to you with this camera. They are the focus magnifier, peaking, and the focus assist indicator. The focus magnifier is normally assigned to button 4, the focus mag button, on the hand grip, but you can assign it to other buttons in the menu in the assignable button menu if you wish. Pressing the button the first time magnifies the image by 4 times in the viewfinder. Press it again and it's magnified by 8 times, and the third time you press it, the image size returns to normal. If you do use the focus magnifier to check your focus, do remember to return the view in the viewfinder to the normal size before you continue shooting. The focus magnifier only affects the viewfinder image, so it has no effect on what you are recording, and it doesn't make any difference to the HDMI or HDSDI outputs, so you can use it quite safely mid-shot. The camera's peaking function is turned on and off by this button here on the side of the viewfinder, or it can be turned on and off in the camera's viewfinder menu or via an assignable button. It works by adding a white, black or coloured edge around areas of the image that are considered by the camera to be sharp and in focus. If you look in the viewfinder menu, you'll see that there are a number of options. These include the peaking type, which can be normal or colour. When it's set to normal, sharp areas of the image have a black or white edge applied to them. When this is set to colour, you have a choice of a black and white edge, a red edge, a yellow edge, or a blue edge, and this is selected in the menu. The peaking frequency adjustment only affects the normal peaking. When the frequency is set to high, the peaking will only respond to very fine details and fine textures within the shot. When it's set to normal, peaking will also be visible on coarser objects within the scene. The peaking level adjustment adjusts the sensitivity of the peaking function. Be warned that if you set this too high, you may have peaking appearing over parts of your shot that aren't actually in focus. The appearance of peaking doesn't guarantee that that part of your image is in focus. So it's very important when using peaking to go through focus and find the point where you have the most peaking. That's when the image will be at its sharpest. The last function is the focus assist indicator. The focus assist indicator appears as a square box seen in the center of the viewfinder. Below the square box, there's a little bar graph display. The camera measures the contrast or sharpness of the image within the square box and then displays how contrasty or sharp it is with the bar graph. So to use the focus assist indicator, what you do is you set your focus to get the bar graph as far to the right as possible. Note that it never goes all the way across to the right. Normally, if the image is sharp, it'll be somewhere between 1/2 and 2/3 of the way across to the right. So to use it, what you want to do is to maximize how far to the right that bar graph goes. You may need to go through your optimum focus point to find that peak level. There is a little bit of lag and delay with the focus assist tool, but it is extremely useful for finding that last bit of fine focus that really is critical when you're shooting in 4K.